Welcome back, YouTube fans. Today I'm bringing you a video on the Weevil create a class, or whatever you would call it, a class setup. It's my personal setup for this particular gun. I enjoy using it a lot. I use it in most games. You know, I got over about almost 2,000 kills with it. I was just going for dark matter. I just got dark matter, so I haven't really been able to rack up the kills with it. But the gun itself is actually my most top used gun. Next to the VMP, I've sit at the Weevil with 1,941 kills. My KD with the Weevil is a 1.52, and my accuracy is 21%. Now that's pretty good for an SMG. I mean, it goes to show. I guess you could say I am somewhat good at SMGs. But let's get right into what detachments and perks I use for this class. So here's my Weevil class. I have Quick Draw, Stock, Afterburner, Flak Jacket, Scavenger, Fast Hands, Gung Ho, and of course the two perk greeds. Now, for the Weevil, I chose Quick Draw because it's an SMG. With SMGs, you usually don't sit back, you kind of run and gun. Having Quick Draw gives you the advantage of quickly pulling your weapon up in time to get first shot on the enemy and kill them. Now, the stock, there's no actual reason as to why I put stock on. I put stock on, because, like it says, move faster while aiming down the sights. I like to aim sights down as I'm going around corners in, multiplayers. Just because you never know, there could be somebody there. An extended mag, you could put that on, but the Weevil itself already has a lot of ammo. It has 50 shots you can use, so I mean. And then the grip, I could have put grip on, but the Weevil has controllable recoil, if not any recoil. So I mean, really no need for grip. And then rapid fire, if I used rapid fire, then the gun, it would lose its whole recoil thing, and it would have lots of recoil, and you'd have to put grip on it. And the Weevil itself is kind of fast firing, so I mean, doesn't really affect me. But with those two stats, or with those two attachments, it doesn't really change the stats on the gun itself. As you can see, the fire rate's already up pretty high. Accuracy's range is and then damage is low. But if you have these two attachments on, and you're a running gun, and you don't get first hit on somebody, and they get first hit on you, you're still stand a chance using the Weevil. You could still have that chance of killing them. It's a pretty high chance compared to most guns, in my opinion. Let's get right into the perks. So I have Afterburner on just because you're running and gunning all the time. You're going to be jumping and all of that. But you could, as a run and gun, you could always put Ghost on, just so you're not spotted by the enemy players, by their UAVs they have on. Sixth Sense, not really. I mean, you could, but Sixth Sense, I really look at it for a person who just sits back and defends objectives, or when you're running gun, you really don't have time to, I mean, you could quickly, oh look, red, pops up and you go that way, but Sixth Sense not really needed. Now, depending on what you're doing, if you're going for streaks only, if you're going in a game, you're just trying to get streaks one after another, or you're just trying, if you're trying to get streaks based, use overclock. Instead of using Afterburner, use overclock. Now, as a streak runner, use overclock and use the, want to say, Seraph. Yes, this is a combat focus for the Seraph. That way you can, get the double points for the kills earned towards your streaks. But I recommend Afterburner as a running gun. And then for the second perk, after equipping perk 1 greed, I use Flak Jacket. Everyone likes to throw the grenades, and so I mean, Flak Jacket, it saves you. We all can think of a time when Flak Jacket has saved us in any Call of Duty, not necessarily just Black Ops 3, but all any Call of Duty. Everyone knows the time when Flak Jacket saved them. So I recommend Flak Jacket. But instead of Flak Jacket, you could also run Overclock and Afterburner, or Afterburner and Ghost. This is what I recommend Afterburner and Flak Jacket as a running gun. Now Scavenger is a necessity for this class because it's an SMG. There's yes, there's a lot of shots in the beginning. You get 50 shots before having to reload, but as an SMG, you don't have too much ammo to use. Then you'll have to pick up another one, and you're a running gun, so it's a running gun class. So you can just kill an enemy, pick up the ammo as a scavenger, and never have to worry about it. Now for the second perk, after equipping perk 2 Greed, I have Fast Hands on. As it says, swap weapons faster and aim faster after sprinting. Now having Quick Draw and Fast Hands on as a running gun class helps so much. Your weapon draws up incredibly fast, and even if the person gets the first hit on you, you can just pull that gun up and shoot, and you have good accuracy, kill them quicker than they can kill you. Or, if you're running and an enemy pops around the corner and you can quickly aim your gun up and kill them. So, Fast Hands, I also look at as a necessity perk. But that's up to you. You could also run Tracker's not really needed, but you could run with Hardwire just so you don't get the counter UAV, you're immune to them and all that, just so you can always look at your map, you always know where the enemies are. Now for perk 3, perk 3 is kind of whatever you want. There's really no specific perk I use for perk 3. I change it up every time. It just depends on the type of players I'm playing with. Now if I'm in a game where there's constantly throwing flashbangs and shock charges and all that stuff, I like to run Tac Mask. Saves you so much. It's unbelievable how much it saves you. Now, Gung Ho, if you're with a bunch of running gun people, Gung Ho is also, you can run and shoot your weapon. And with Fast Hands on, you can run, shoot your weapon, and aim at the same time. And it all works out. It all works out in the end, Blast Suppressor, it's good because you have Afterburner on. You're going to constantly be jumping around in the air, Blast Suppressor is also a great perk to have. But again, it's personally up to you. And then Awareness. Now you could have Awareness on. It's up to you. I look at Awareness as a person who just, sits back and defends objectives, or, just as a person who's much more laid back for Call of Duty. I recommend Awareness because, as it says, enemy movements are easier to hear. Engineer is also a good one. Sometimes I'll use that, not too much, but sometimes I'll use Engineer just so I can see, the equipment that's laid out throughout the map. Helps me. As a run and gun person, you really never know, when that trip mine will be there, So, Engineer's good, but personally up to you. Dead Silence is good as well as a run and gun class. You don't want to be silent, but for me personally, I mostly use Gung Ho and Tac Mask. I haven't really messed around with these too much. I use them here and there, but Gung Ho and Tac Mask are really the only 3 perks I use. And then for the Specialist, depending on what you actually are, it's your playstyle, I guess. I like running Reject as a run and gun because, if someone kills you off the distance, you just Reject and you can just get back up and run and gun around and, take them out from behind. But that's personally up to you. Some people as a run and gun class like to use the actual weapons of it, not the Specialists. Overdrive as a run and gun is pretty good. Vision Pulse is very good. Just if you're in their spawn and they just spawn there, and just pop Vision Pulse and you can see them all and run and take them out. You'll most likely have enough ammo, to take them out, you have 50 shots. So, and then glitch. I personally don't use glitch. I hate glitch. I don't know how it works. And kinetic armor as a running gun's pretty good as well. Uh, but again, combat focus. If you're going mainly for streaks, run combat focus. And then run the Annie up. It'll help you, or whatever one it was that gives you extra points towards your specialist crap recharges faster, whatever it is. Run combat focus. But me personally, rejack. Psychosis I like to use sometimes, but active camo no. Heat wave not really, but sometimes. But me, rejack, and combat focus are my two most. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment your thoughts about my setup. Tell me your setup, which you have best luck with, your class setup. I'd like to know. Maybe I could try it out and give you feedback on what your class setup is and help you. But comment, share with your friends, like, subscribe. Peace.